Welcome to Know the Score with Decker and Dix. Don't forget to like us and follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Join us live Monday and Friday mornings, or sometimes Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and even an occasional Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, who knows? You can shoot us questions or just send us a comment to set Decker straight. Sit back, enjoy, Know the Score with Decker and Dix now.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Tell me something, Chad.
Why is it? I always wanted to ask you this. Why is it to set me straight? Are you saying that I'm not like right all the time, or what? What?
No, because I did the promo once, and that's what came out of my mouth.
Okay.
You know.
Well, there you go.
Maybe after the week, maybe I had to set you straight or something.
Well, that could have been probably. It wouldn't have been the first time somebody has set me straight, but
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, it is the week we've been waiting for, Chad.
Oh God, yes.
We're starting off right away. Vikings hosting the Atlanta Falcons, and question to a big Viking fan of Chad Decker: does Kirk Cousins get booed in Minnesota by the whole stadium? Or will they pan around and there'll be Kirk Cousins Viking jerseys and they're going, "Thank you, Kirk, for the years you spent in Minnesota."
You know, if my personal view, I don't care. I don't care if he gets booed. I don't care if he gets cheered. It's a business. He left. Yeah. He chased greener pastures. Good for him. We seem to be doing okay without him. So I think that will probably tend to stir the crowd a little bit more towards the boos.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know. It'll be about 50-50. I think he'll get a little applause, and then I think they'll boo him. Like if he rips up the field and scores 15 touchdowns, then
he's gonna get booed.
He's gonna get booed. But if he throws 4 interceptions like he did last week, he's gonna get cheered.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If he throws that first interception is gonna set the tone.
It's gonna be loud.
It's gonna be when it happens, and
when and if. What do you think he's thinking, Nolan? Do you think he wants to come back and beat the crap out of him, or do you think he's like,
no, I think he wants to come back. I mean, it'd be different if he was on a 3-9 team right now, out of the playoff picture.
Yeah, he needs to win.
They need to win. So they're going to come in and he struggled last week.
He struggled 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, they're calling for Penix, and probably bad news for the Vikings. He struggled 3 weeks in a row. This could be his turnaround game against the Vikings.
Yeah. So it'll be a fun game to watch. So we'll see.
It'll be interesting, that's for sure.
We'll check it out. Again, he was a good quarterback. Won some games. Didn't take us far in the playoffs. See where it's Darnold's team now.
Right.
And well, actually, it's JJ's team, but
exactly. It's JJ's
Darnold's
team.
Keeping the seat warm
because we know what JJ is going to do next year.
Oh God! So I don't know. I'm feeling pretty confident. I would say that in us beating the Falcons. I think they've got. I think the media. God, the media is just crazy on something. Like they just want to make it a big deal. And who wants to win more, Cousins or the Vikings? I mean, when you think about it. Like the whole defense is pretty much a different defense since he's been there.
Yeah.
The offense, with the exception of Addison and JJ and the offensive line, Aaron Jones wasn't there. So if I'm the Vikings, I'm just going into it saying we need to win, period. I don't care if it's Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, whoever. The Vikings are going in it to say we just need to win the game to keep our playoff hopes alive or a higher seed alive. That's where the Vikings are at.
You're going to find out how big of a game it is after Thursday night because
correct.
If the Lions lose, then all of a sudden you can you're still a game behind Detroit because of they
beat you, but you have a game coming up with Detroit, and I don't know. The only thing that scares me about this week is the Vikings go Aaron Jones, and the guy's been having a hard time holding on to the football here lately.
Oh, yeah, and he throw him in the doghouse. So,
but he scored the game-winning touchdown. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm. If you go back to our Vikings preseason episode, I said they would finish 4-13. They've proved me wrong.
Yep.
And I've said that over and over again. It's
Detroit has proved us wrong.
Yeah, well, yeah. The Packers have. We kind of had the Packers. Yeah.
We had Chicago and Green Bay kind of in the.
Yeah. So
obviously, you throw out some of these losses by the Bears that they should have won, they'd be right around the 9-win mark. But unfortunately,
well,
you got to win those division games, those one-score games, and Bears aren't doing that right now.
Yeah, they're not. But the Vikings are. I will say, you sent me a text when it was like 6-3 or whatever it was, and you said, your damn Vikings are going to get lucky, and they're going to win by 1 point.
Yeah. No, it was when did I send? I sent it when it was like, I think it was when they scored that last touchdown. It was like 19 to.
Well, we can look it up right now.
I thought you were down like 2 scores at the point, and they said,
maybe we were. I gotta get my glass. I can't see the best. Oh, and my glasses on. No.
There you go. Put on your goggles and read it.
Yeah, some of the things you send me. I'm just telling you. Let's see. Tyrone Poole. No. Where is it? I don't remember where it was. But no, it wasn't that far into the game. I know that. So
I thought it was.
No, you did it early on me. You did send me some weird thing about Matt Eberflus with 1 timeout and 30 that, and we don't want to replay that. That's crazy. Oh, God. Maybe it was snap. You must have snapped.
I think it was snapped.
Yeah, you must have snapped me.
Did you like my one with Matt Eberflus with 1 timeout, 30 seconds left?
Yeah, that was kind of Terry Bradshaw.
All right.
You got a Terry Bradshaw on my text here. I was like, what you been drinking, boy?
So next Bears head coach. That's kind of on the horizon here. There's a list of guys out there. Obviously, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn are 2 guys that are going to be highly sought after. And that is the problem with the NFL is you look at Flores getting this defense rolling, and all of a sudden, they want to be our head coach. You bet. And he leaves Minnesota.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson's going to leave Detroit, and it's just like a turnover thing, and it's crazy. But Bears are really pushing for this Thomas Brown that took over for OC. Now he's the interim head coach.
Right.
Sean McVay had a lot of good things to say about him, but I'm on the lines of they were talking about the other night during the San Francisco game. Kyle Shanahan, Cliff Kingsbury are the 2 top guys that I would want to come to
Kyle Shanahan from the Niners?
Yeah.
Like he would leave the Niners and come to the Bears?
There is talk. Well, they're struggling now, and they're saying that he needs a change of scenery.
Okay.
And they said if the Bears want to pull off the big splash, they need to send a first rounder to San Francisco and say, come on over.
Okay.
I don't know if they would do that. I don't know if Poles would give up a draft pick.
Is a coach? Well, I'm not going to ask that question.
But can you build the trenches through free agency?
Yeah.
Or do you have to do it through the draft? If you can do it through free agency, you've already got some good offensive weapons. What is going to be out there? Yeah, there's going to be a couple good running backs, but I don't actually see him trading for Shanahan. But I could see like Kingsbury coming over because, I thought of Lincoln Riley. Would he ever come out of college? I don't know if he'd be a good NFL coach.
Do you want Gruden? I've seen a lot of Gruden out there.
I've seen Gruden.
I've seen a lot of Bear fans want Gruden.
I'm iffy on Gruden. I'm NO on Belichick. That isn't even a
okay.
This is the first and last time we're going to mention his name about coaching the Chicago Bears. I wouldn't even take Tom Brady right now. I think it would be.
Yeah, I remember Kingsbury's time with the Cardinals, and
they're saying he ruined Murray.
Yep.
Did he ruin Murray, or did he?
Well,
didn't he fit his system?
Didn't fit the system because Murray's Caleb's a runner too, right? I mean, if he needs 10 yards, he can get the 10. I don't know. First off, do you want the OC right now that you have as a coach?
That I don't know.
You don't want him as the interim. Players seem to like him. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I mean, if the players like him, if Foles likes him, if the media gets on board and says, "Yeah, he's the man,"
right? What about
whenever you have coaching vacancy, you want to hit that splash. You want to,
yeah. What about Mike Vrabel? His name hasn't been brought up, but he's
been brought up.
Has he? Okay.
There's been a lot of people that say I want him, but then you're going back to a defensive head coach, and I don't think you bring in a defensive head coach with Caleb Williams there.
That's why you don't want Flores either, right?
Right.
But if you pick the right offensive coordinator,
yeah.
See now, why are like Eberflus is like, I'm calling the defense. Well, why? You're the head coach. You're kind of the guy that just does this. Is somebody talking to us, or are you just
no?
Okay.
I'm adding a banner because
gotcha. I'm Kevin O'Connell. I'm going to call the offensive plays. It's like, well, that's what you have an offensive coordinator for, right?
Yeah.
If you're focused in on the defense, you have to be like talking to your defense while your offense is out on the field. And as the head coach, you really can't do that.
Right.
But as the offensive coordinator, like Flores, he probably just tells Flores, just stop him. To me, that's like, stop him. And then he can focus on the offense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not, I don't see the benefit of the head coach being the defensive call.
Yeah.
For me, just for me. I don't know.
You would think as a head coach, you would be able to teach your defensive coordinator your scheme. You're on the headset. So, I mean, you can chime in whenever you want, say, hey,
no,
let's blitz,
let's
blitz. Whatever.
Right. Yeah. The Vikings past few weeks, their defense hasn't looked the best, but they stepped up when they should have, intercepting a pass.
Yeah.
To seal those few games. So it's been fun. It's been fun watch. So I don't understand the NFL. Sometimes I think it's rigged. I mean, when you freaking called that, I'm like, that son of a gun, he got that right. I was like, he's got the script.
I got the script.
Where's your script, boy? Where you got it at, tough guy?
It's right here.
There it is. All right.
So what are we gonna do? We gotta do our top 6 quarterbacks or our NFL teams.
You decide. I'll let you decide. So.
All right, let's go with our top 6 NFL teams.
NFL teams. That's usually our top 6 teams. All right. I don't know how you're gonna rank today, but I think we might have a few of the same. So we'll see. My number 6, and I put the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think after they beat Baltimore, they beat Cincinnati pretty easily. I mean, I know the score was closer than but the game, but they put a hurting on the Bengals. So I got the Steelers at 6, Nolan.
Okay, I have a 6A and a 6B.
Look at you.
I have the 6B just to satisfy a certain chunk of audience. I do have Pittsburgh at 6A.
Okay.
And I have the Vikings as 6, just because they're 10-2. That's the only reason. I see all the tweets out there like they're a horrible 10-2 team. And they're like, so what? We're 10-2. And I always say, hey, win's a win.
Yep.
So got to put Minnesota as a 6B.
6B. So they cracked your top 6.
Top 6, yeah.
For the first time this season, I think.
Yeah,
right?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They still haven't sold me because if they lose, they're never going to get back into the top 6 again. So.
Well, and you want to be in the NPI, the Nolan Power Index.
You're darn right.
You're on your way.
Yeah. All right. My number 5 is Kansas City.
Kansas City. You dropped them all the way to 5.
I did because there's 4 really good teams above them.
Okay.
And you're gonna like them. You're gonna like them.
Well, I got my Minnesota Vikings. You're 6B. I got them as my number 5.
Okay.
I got the Vikings at 5 because they're 10-2, and they were supposed to be terrible, and they proved people wrong.
Yep.
So there's that. My number 4, I got the Chiefs. So, but 2 weeks ago they were the number 1 team in the league, and now I got them number 4. So,
okay,
there you go. Who's your number 4?
My number 4 is a team that could possibly lose this week, but that will not hurt them because they'll probably win out. Is the Green Bay Packers. I have the Packers probably losing by a 1-score game this weekend, and next week they go to Seattle. They will lay the hurt down and roll through the rest of their schedule and be the number 5 seed in the NFL playoffs.
Because you want the Vikings not to be the number 5 seed in the
NFL. It don't matter to me whether the Vikes are 5 or 6.
Right. So I've got okay, gotcha. What's your number 3?
If the Vikings are the 5 seed, they'll go to Arizona. They're not going to want to go to Arizona.
Yeah, they would. They just beat them.
Barely. In Minnesota, barely.
Win's a win.
Yeah.
Anyways, who's your number? Who's your number? What are we at?
My number 3 is the Detroit Lions.
Wow, you brought them down.
3. Yep.
Okay.
Put them to number 3. They're going to win that 1-score game this week. They're winning games, but they're not doing it the way they should against the good teams.
Okay. My number 3.
So.
My number 3 is the Detroit Lions as well.
It looks like we got a same old Super Bowl.
Well, they should have squashed the Bears because I think the Bears at that time were in turmoil, right? On Thanksgiving. I mean, it shouldn't have come down to, and I'm not making fun of your Bears, Nolan. They were dysfunctional that day. They really were.
They were.
So, yeah, that's what dropped them to me. So that would I put the Eagles at 2 is what I did.
And I have Buffalo at 2.
So then you got the Eagles 1 and I've got the Bills 1. Yeah. So,
that would be our Super Bowl prediction.
I'm with you. I'm 95% with you. I think it could be either the Eagles or the Lions coming out of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's going to go through Detroit.
Yep.
Unless they get knocked off somewhere along the way, and Philadelphia keeps rolling the way they're rolling. So
do you believe in that? You peak too early, you peak too late. You got to get on a run, and if you're the Eagles, if you're the Lions, you want to lose one more game before the playoffs?
No. I look at the Eagles. They have Eagles, Steelers, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
That's the Eagles schedule?
Yeah, that's a pretty easy schedule. I mean, they'll have Pittsburgh. That'll be a tough one in Philadelphia. They go to Washington. Other than that, they've got 3 games that they'll walk through.
Okay. What about the Lions? Do you have that up there? You're checking right now.
They have Green Bay obviously tonight or tomorrow, and then they've got a tough schedule with Buffalo. That's in Detroit. They then go to Chicago, to San Francisco, and they end against Minnesota.
See, I could see them outside in Chicago. It could be, and I wanted to ask you this, does Chicago, do you want them to lose the rest of the way out, or do you want them to put a hurt on Detroit? Or what do you want? What do you want for your Bears for the rest of the year?
I've seen a scenario where, how many games we got left? 5?
5, I believe.
5 games. You're still within that possibility of.
You're not going to the playoffs, buddy. There's way too many teams ahead of you.
If you go 9-8,
you go 9-8.
You need to have Washington lose out.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're not going to the playoffs, but. I don't think they lose all the games.
There's a chance.
Yeah, I don't think they lose all their games, but I think they will shock one of the division teams in the next 3 games that need a win. They're not going to get it. And that could, whether it be Minnesota coming to Chicago, or did they play in Chicago already?
We already played in Chicago.
Okay. So we got Yeah, Minnesota, Green Bay, Detroit left. That's 3 of the 5 games that they have left. I think they win one of those. Maybe 2, who knows? But
do you want them to do that, buddy? Is that what you want?
oh no, I don't want them to win it all. No, I mean, you lose out. You're sitting in the 11 pick right now.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk Vikings here. They've got the Falcons, the Bears at the Seahawks, Packers coming to town, and the Vikings go to the Lions. What do you think there?
That is a tough schedule.
It's a pretty tough schedule. It's a pretty tough schedule.
I mean, so for the people that were tweeting out earlier, obviously when the Vikings were like 7-1 or whatever it was,
yeah,
they were all like, "Yeah, we already went through the gauntlet already," and then I look back and I'm like, okay, you beat the Giants, you beat the 49ers, you beat the Texans, which depends on what Texans team shows up.
They beat the Texans pretty easily.
Oh yeah, 34-7. Yep.
I will say they beat the Packers easily. They just played a stupid defense. They put it on cruise control, buddy, and garbage time. I mean, I think
but the games they've won, though, there was no gauntlet really in there.
I think they really beat
Detroit. Those are 2 games. They beat the Jets by 6. We know where the Jets are at right now.
Yeah.
Lost to the Rams. Beat the Colts, Jaguars, Titans.
Yep.
Bears. We'll throw the Bears in there too.
Cardinals.
So
I mean,
the schedule's been.
They got a tough one coming up. I think they'll beat the Falcons, but we'll talk.
And we did at the beginning of the year. The Vikings, Bears, Packers, Lions pretty much had like the easiest schedules. I mean, it was. I think the Bears and Vikings had like the easiest schedules out of the whole NFL because of playing 2 games in the NFC East and somewhere else.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm just glad we don't play the Redskins because I think we would lose to them.
I don't think they got another Hail Mary in them.
All right.
All right. Top 6 quarterbacks.
Top 6 quarterbacks. Here we go.
All right. I'll start with my 6A and 6B.
6A and 6B.
I'm throwing 2 rookies out there.
Okay.
You can argue all you want to. I don't care. I'm not going to listen to your argument. I've got Nix and Williams as 6A and 6B.
So for me, my 6A, B, C, and D are all the rookie quarterbacks that are playing this year. Because I think they're playing.
I was going to put Daniels, but.
And even my buddy Drake May, he's doing all right.
He's all right.
Not winning games, but he's not like, I think Daniels made the difference for the Redskins. Williams is a good quarterback, solid quarterback, not making a whole lot of mistakes. I think that last, everyone was saying he's to blame for that debacle on Thanksgiving. I don't think it was him because isn't he getting what to do in his ear? Aren't they telling him what to do?
I would. Yeah.
And I think Bo Nix, I think he's the rookie of the year. I hate to say this, but Sean Payton was right.
There's a lot of time left.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't go. Don't crown their asses. Come on.
You're going to crown them. You crown them.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers is the only other one. I mean, Jaden Daniels could come up again if he wins out for the rest of the year and Nix goes on a slide. And then, but
yeah.
So
what if Caleb Williams has 5 games of a couple 4 300-yard games, 2-3 touchdowns?
If they finish with a winning record, yes, but I don't
think rookie of the year. That's
not affected by it. I think it is. I think it is. I think that and the MVP are
well, we already know where the media is going with rookie of the year because Williams has had 3 weeks that he's had better than Daniels, and they're like Jaden Daniels. All right. Anyway,
so I'm saying all rookie quarterbacks. I'm going to say they're doing all right. They've impressed.
Right. Who's your number 5?
I got Sam Darnold. He's supposed to be.
That's who I got.
Do you really? Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I took him number 5. So you go ahead.
All right. I got Matthew Stafford as number 4.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So I was going to put him as 6, but I wanted to give a shout out to all the rookies. So I got Baker Mayfield at 4. And that's not just
him at 3.
That's just not to appease your brother. It's just
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So you got him at 3.
Yep.
I got Lamar Jackson at number 3.
Oh,
Because-
that's right. I know the one guy you got up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I have
him at-
Lamar Jackson at 2.
Okay. And I've got Jared Allen. Not Jared Allen. Josh. I did that one on purpose. Wrangling him up some Cowboys.
It's like Tom Arnold, right?
Yeah, Tom Arnold and Danny DeVito.
Yeah, there you go.
And I got Joe Burrow as number 1. I know that the team is terrible, but he's got like 30 touchdowns. I believe he's leading in yardage, and he's only got like 5 interceptions. So, and he's, the Bears score 38 points, Nolan. They're going to win a game, aren't they?
Yeah.
He scored 38 points. Chances of them winning are pretty good.
Yeah.
Cincinnati scores 38, and Cincinnati scores 38, and they lose by 5.
Yeah.
That's just
now you got to have a defense too, though. I mean,
I know that. That's where they're at.
Bears have a defense. Vikings have a defense. Where any of these teams score 38, you're going to win. So I have Josh Allen as my number 1 quarterback.
Yeah.
Who put on a show. Who was the first quarterback ever to throw a touchdown, run a touchdown in, and catch a touchdown.
Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, that game was kind of fun to watch with all the snow. Those games are fun.
I'm enjoying those. Yeah, I mean, it's not a fantasy game. Obviously, Josh Allen ripped off some points. But, if you got Justin Jefferson in a game like that, you don't want him. You have to put him on the bench because they're going to run the football.
Right. But the Cleveland Browns and the Broncos game was a pretty good fantasy game too. I mean, that was just take 6 steps back and throw it as far as you can. And
I was rooting for Winston. I mean, he got the 497 and then throw another pick. I mean, but
So people that would be on that list a few years back, let's talk about them. Should Aaron Rodgers retire this year?
Yes. And if I hear one more person that comes up from Minnesota that says, hey, maybe we should get Aaron Rodgers next year.
I don't think
coach JJ McCarthy. I've seen it.
I don't think any Viking fan is saying yes.
I have seen it on Twitter. Yes, I have. I will start screenshotting.
Okay.
If you want me to.
Okay, you can do that.
But I mean, he's not getting favorable comments from people, obviously. But
right. So, who else? Who else should retire at the end of this season?
I could possibly see a Kirk Cousins retire.
Really?
Unless there is a team out there that, because I don't think Atlanta goes with him next year.
Woo!
Yeah, I don't think Atlanta go. I think Atlanta will make their switch to Penix if they lose this weekend, and are on fear of not making the playoffs. So go to Penix.
Now that kind of shocks me. You say that, dude.
I know.
It really does. It really does. I could see
look at his age. I mean, he's got money. He could ride off into the sunset. I don't think he would go to a team that, if Jacksonville would call up and say, hey, Kirk, you want to come to Jacksonville? I don't think he'd go to a place that's rebuilding.
Okay.
I think he would come to a team like a Minnesota. I think he won't, but to a Minnesota where, hey, they're just a quarterback away from, you've got all the weapons.
Yeah. How about Matt Stafford?
He could be close. Yeah. He's probably close to retiring.
Yeah. I had him on my list. How about, we talked about Rodgers, my list here. I got it on my piece of paper. I can't find it, but I took how about like Ezekiel Elliott? Is he done?
You think he's done every year, and he comes out and rushes 12 times for 22 yards, and he should be done. He's kind of doing an Emmitt Smith, but
Joe Flacco, think he's done?
He's done such a spotty good starts that I think he's a guy that will just, if somebody calls him, you bet.
I'm there.
I'm on the first flight. Let's go.
I'll be right there.
Yeah.
And
then there was a while for Fitzpatrick to retire. Took him a while before the journeyman settled down.
Odell Beckham Jr. was on this list.
There's a lot of guys that probably should just hang it up and
just hang it up. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's Andy Dalton's on the list. There's a whole bunch of teams on or a whole bunch of names on the list.
Yeah.
So. All right. So let's talk our MVP and then we will talk about our picks for this week. So.
Yeah, I had 5 guys listed on my MVP list. I've narrowed it down to 2.
Okay.
One guy ran in a touchdown and got MVP chance on the road. I really seriously think that Saquon Barkley could win this year's MVP.
I got him
not
listed
going to be a quarterback.
I got him listed as number 3 on my list. So I will read mine 6 up. I picked 6. So I got Goff. I got Darnold. I put Darnold in there. I think he's played well enough to be. You're gonna give me a one. Yeah, there you go. I got Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I got Henry.
He's right behind Barkley. He's beating Barkley in touchdowns. He's about 100 yards behind him, and so nobody's talking about him. And then I got
coming
Barkley.
down the blocking, then, right?
Well, I guess
blocker.
And then I got Jackson, who's only thrown like 3 interceptions. Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
And then I got Jared Allen. I think
Jared Allen. So I got Josh Allen as 2.
You got him as 2.
I think it's going to be between Allen and Barkley and something, unless something crazy happens. But I don't see.
I'd like to see him win it. That'd be okay. Yeah. I'm okay if he wins it. He deserves it, But just don't give it to him just because he's a running back. So we got to get. I mean, that's.
I don't think they do that. They give it to a quarterback every year, and then they always say, "Well, Justin Jefferson should win it." Well, he's not a quarterback, so it's tough if you're not a quarterback to win the MVP.
So let's put Barkley back on the Giants. Is he in the running for MVP?
He's probably faking injuries. I don't think he's.
So it's the team, It's the team that helps you along. So I don't know. To me, if he was on the Giants, he'd be faking an injury.
Yeah.
So that's where I can't say he's the MVP.
But he's good though.
Absolutely good, but I don't think he's MVP. I just don't. That's just how I look at it, Nolan.
Right, but put Josh Allen on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Is he MVP?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Oh boy.
You put Josh Allen on the Chicago Bears. Is he MVP? With all those weapons? Yes.
Probably, but I'm talking like Jacksonville, though?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence couldn't even get MVP down there.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is not a very good quarterback.
Well, supposedly he is.
CJ Stroud was supposed to be a pretty good quarterback. He's had a sophomore slump.
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen, you put Josh Allen on any team and he's going to be good. You put Josh Allen on the Bengals.
Hey, hold on 1 second. You keep giving your point. I'll be right back.
Okay. That means somebody's at the door. Give him my points. Josh Allen is the best quarterback. He's the MVP. He is the one that makes that team go. Everyone talked about him earlier this year about what was happening and that they're going to lose and all that sort of thing. And he's just said, nope, we're going to win. And they're like the no-name receivers are out there too. I bet you Nolan can't name one receiver from the Buffalo Bills. And so we'll ask him when he gets back to see if he knows of anybody on there. Because I can't. So I don't know. So we'll go with that. So you're back. Everything okay?
Yep.
Okay. So I told our viewers and listeners that we were going to challenge you in your fantasy guy. So maybe you will know one, but give me one Buffalo Bill wide receivers.
Coleman.
Who?
Coleman and Amari Cooper.
Okay, I forgot about Cooper. Dang you, Nolan.
I got Amari Cooper on my fantasy.
Okay, so there you go.
And Coleman is showing a little bit of signs that he's a good receiver every once in a while. Is it
Keon Coleman? He's a rookie wide receiver. Amari Cooper. Curtis Samuel, he's still around. Hasn't he been around for like 25 years?
Is that the right Curtis Samuel? I don't know.
I don't know.
It might be a junior.
Khalil Shakar. I mean,
so here we go.
That's just that. That's how I think. I put Barkley on another team, and if I put Allen on another team, I think Allen's going to make that team better than what Barkley would.
Well, because you're putting Josh Allen on we picked out playoff contending teams. Jacksonville could be a playoff team.
Yeah.
Down there. Okay. You picked the Giants, who are garbage. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have. Okay. So if you put Barkley on Chicago, Minnesota, yeah, he's going to make that team better. Aaron Jones made the Vikings better. And Barkley is a better running back than Aaron Jones.
Well, I 100% agree with you on that.
So if you put Josh Allen on Chicago, yeah. If you put Josh Allen in Minnesota, yeah, they're going to thrive. But if you put him on a bad team, if you throw him into Carolina, he may get Carolina an extra couple wins, but they're not going to turn into a Super Bowl contender because.
Well, I agree with you there. But if you put Saquon Barkley on the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's not going to do well, right?
Depends on who your quarterback is. You've got Barkley with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
You could have Barkley with Josh Allen, with Darnold. You put him on with Daniel Jones. Yeah, they're going to pack the box and make Daniel Jones throw the ball. You give a running back, look at Derrick Henry. Okay. He battled. I mean, when he was in Tennessee, he battled to get his yards. He got the crap beat out of him.
Yeah.
You put him on Baltimore. He's got some easy running lanes now because Lamar Jackson is a threat of running and passing. So why is Derrick Henry in the MVP race? Because he's on a good team. He has a good quarterback. You don't see Bryce Young in the MVP race.
Well,
you know, I mean, Bryce Young's an up-and-coming quarterback. You don't see Aaron Rodgers in the MVP race. Why? Because the Jets are horrible, and he is not playing up to where he usually does.
I don't know. I just don't think that. Yeah, whatever.
All right, let's change here real quick.
Well, no. Here's who they got. If I go to this is the VegasInsider.com. Josh Allen's number 1, Saquon Barkley's number 2, Lamar Jackson's number 3, Jared Goff 4, Patrick Mahomes 5. You know,
Jalen do that just for Vegas money.
Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield.
We never mentioned Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Jordan Love, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, Sam Darnold, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. To you, Russell Wilson. Hey, did you see Dan Orlovsky's thing on him?
No. What did he say?
He put on one of those VR things.
Yeah.
And was Russell Wilson. And not a Dan Orlovsky fan, but it was a pretty cool segment. It showed him actually doing a play on this PlayStation game. And he was looking over it. He said he needs to pick out where this guy is. This guy. I mean, I would never make a good quarterback. I would just be throwing it up and hoping that somebody's there. But you'll have to. I'll send it to you if I remember.
Okay. Yes.
But my question to you is, I don't know his name. I can't remember his name. The Texan that took Trevor Lawrence's head off.
Oh yeah.
Suspended for the rest of the year?
No, 3 games. He got 3 games.
He got 3 games?
Yep.
Should he be for the rest of the year?
I mentioned he should be out as long as Trevor Lawrence is out.
Yeah.
So if Trevor Lawrence is out, if they put him on IR, I think he should be out for the 4 games.
Yeah.
If Trevor Lawrence is out for 2 games, I think he should sit 2 games.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that a fair punishment? Was it a dirty hit when you look at it?
It was a damn dirty hit.
Oh, it was. But everybody's defending him.
I know. It comes to a point of, okay, he should have slid earlier. No, he should not have slid earlier. You're at a high rate of speed, but when he's sliding, he's still, I mean, you can run over the guy and then just not put any force or land heavily on
jump over him, do whatever.
Caleb Williams got hit inbounds on the knee area. That could have been eliminated. Well, blame that on Patrick Mahomes. No, you don't blame it on Patrick Mahomes because they're quarterbacks. They're protected. And you just can't go down diving at quarterback knees on the sidelines. Why couldn't you have just hit him up around the shoulder pads and knocked him in the next week? Why did you go low at the knee? Caleb Williams is not going to run over you. The linebacker that took him down is not going to get run over by Caleb Williams.
Right. You might get juked up by Caleb Williams, though, right?
See, and that's the problem. You either as a quarterback, you either got to get the hell out of bounds or accept the hit. Yeah, he came out and said, I didn't like that hit. Well, Caleb, you were 2 yards in bounds. You weren't out of bounds yet. And you've already a couple times got to the sidelines and then he tiptoed up 2 yards and went out of bounds because he didn't get hit.
Interestingly enough, I was watching I've been watching football YouTube clips and just on the dirty hits because it was one of the things that showed up. And there has been some pretty rough hits. But then, back in the day, they'd show when frickin', Fran Tarkenton go out there and they'd frickin' just crush the dude. I mean, and it was no flag, no nothing.
Well, Wilbur Marshall on the Detroit Lions court. I mean, he was knocked out in midair.
Yeah.
So it's like, the 85 Bears probably knocked more people out than.
Yeah. But I get protecting the quarterback, Nolan, in the pocket. But once they come out of the pocket, they're kind of fair game, aren't they?
Yeah.
But don't lead with your head. And that dude,
when they slide, the slide is another part of it too.
Well, a wide receiver can slide too, right? And if they go for the slide, they're
they've given
down. You can't hit them.
Yeah, they've given themselves up. But you're at a high rate of speed. But as we said, the guy had a big elbow brace on.
Oh, he
come in. I mean,
bringing it up.
His elbow went through his face mask. It looked like it's just and of course, once again, there's Trevor Lawrence, arm in the air. It's like,
it looked like he was shooting a bow and arrow.
It's like, really? I mean,
brutal.
I mean, there's days I have headaches, but I wouldn't want to be an NFL quarterback. I wouldn't want to be an NFL player. Some of those receivers that get lit up, I mean, they're just nasty hits, and I don't understand why you'd want to. I mean, if you and I were playing against each other, I seen you coming across the middle. I'm getting paid $8 million. You're getting paid $8 million, and
you're gonna put a lick on me.
I don't care if you remember who I am after the game, but it's just
if you and I are just playing pickup basketball and I come driving down the lane, I know I'm getting an elbow. I know I'm gonna get it.
NFL football players are vicious. I mean, they're
some
of them are going to know who they are.
You've always called Harrison Smith Dirty Harry, right?
Yeah.
You think he's dirty.
I'm not the only one.
I know that.
The last couple of years, he hasn't been.
Yeah.
His first couple of years of his career.
Yeah, he was making a name for himself, you know? I don't fault people for doing that, but he's had a couple dirty hits. And I think he'll retire this year as well.
But Jay Cutler ran him over pretty good for that touchdown.
Yeah, I did watch that. So that was a pretty good one.
I still hold my hat on that one. Jay Cutler just run him over.
Good. Very good. So, all right. Well, let's talk about our picks for this week. We're just going to pick our teams and the over, under, and all that stuff. I only picked the 3 games. I didn't pick another game unless you want me to.
Nope. Let's just do the 3. We're doing.
Okay, so let's do the Green Bay at Detroit. That's tomorrow night.
I caught up here a little bit.
Okay, Green Bay at Detroit. Detroit's favored by 3. Over under is 51.5. So I am going to take the Lions, but I don't know, man. 51.5. That's a lot of points. No,
it is. Yeah,
I'll go over.
Yeah, I've got Green Bay +3.
Do you? Okay.
And I have. This is going to be a game that could end up like a Georgia Clemson, where you think it's going to be 80-70. Yeah, it ends up 13-10. You know,
Sunday night game that you and I went to last year, 12.
Yeah, 12-10. So I'm going to take the over as well because it should be a shootout, but both defenses are pretty good.
Yeah, but it's a division game. I mean, it's all that stuff. It's.
I'm going under. You know what? I'm going under. They're not.
You know what? Can I change too? Because I really think it's going to be.
We just talked ourselves out of points. So yeah, they're going under.
I'm going under.
So look for a 40-30 ball game tomorrow night.
Right. You're right.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So
it's in Green Bay, right?
No, it's in Detroit. That's what kind of makes me want to go over still. But I see it being like the Bears game last week. I do. I just see it like that. So we'll see. I'm sticking with under. I'm
Chicago.
taking. You're going all right. Chicago and San Fran.
Point underdog to a crappy San Francisco team.
Yeah.
I'm taking Chicago plus 4.5. And I'm also going to go with the under.
God darn it. They're not the same damn bet as you do, brother.
Yeah. We're going to win some money this week together because I think I don't think there's – I mean, this will be the week now. Caleb will throw 4 touchdowns and San Francisco will come out and score 4 touchdowns and it'll be another 40.
Yeah. Are you excited as a player that you got a new coach? Kind of sounds like the Bears wanted a new coach.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, like the players wanted a new coach, so you come out and play for him. So I think they actually win this week. I do.
Yeah.
I think they win. Okay. The big game. Well, I think the first game we called is probably a little bit bigger than this, but Atlanta at Minnesota. I don't know why they got the Vikings at 5.5. That just seems too much for me. But I guess you get 3 at home.
Vikings are 5.5. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
5.5. Over under is 45.5. I am taking Atlanta because I believe the Vikings will win, but I've had a pretty good record of taking the other team and the Vikings not to cover the point spread. But I'm going to go over because I think it's going to be a barn burner at the U.S. Bank. So Atlanta over.
Atlanta over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go with Atlanta 5.5.
Okay.
I'm going Atlanta over.
Woo.
And I'm writing this down. Kirk will have 395 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's my prediction. It should be good news for Viking fans. Really? Yeah, really? So are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay. So this should be good news for Viking fans because when I predict something, it usually goes opposite. So Kirk Cousins will probably have 200 yards, benched at halftime, 4 interceptions, and Vikings win in a.
Either way, we see Michael Penix Jr. this weekend.
I don't think you see Penix. I don't think so.
If Cousins throws 2 first-half INTs, you don't think they're yanking him?
Oh, God. In Minnesota? I mean, would you do that to the guy?
Yeah.
Or would he come over and go, Coach, not feeling it tonight?
I'm in a playoff race, man. You need to – if he throws 2 interceptions in the first half, you bring out Penix in the second half.
Probably,
If he throws 4 touchdowns and they're up 28-5 or 28-10, you put in Michael Penix and see how he does against a pretty tough defense.
So if it's 28-5, that means they're going to get a safety on Kirk.
I know. I couldn't. I meant to say 28-10. I don't know why 5 popped in my head.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. So
my last thing to you.
Yes.
Major League Baseball.
Okay.
Every year they decide to throw a rule out there to make things really fun. Have you heard the new rule?
I have not.
It's called the Golden at Bat. Anytime during the game, you can take your best hitter and bat him one time. So if you've got bases loaded and your number 9 guy comes up, he can look at Ohtani and go, get in there.
What kind of a what?
Yeah, that's seriously being talked about at the winter meetings.
So what if Ohtani's on second base?
That I don't know. I don't know if they could take him off of base, but they could say you could put one. You have one at bat. If the bases are loaded, or say you're down 1, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, you could still bring Ohtani up for the final at bat of the game.
Abner Doubleday is rolling in his grave hearing about this.
Well, and how many guys are you going to tick off as Major League Baseball players? You're going to be the number 6 hitter coming up ready, and all of a sudden, hey, Ohtani, you just struck out, but you're going to bat again. What?
Yeah.
You're going to have some big decisions as managers.
That's not gonna. It's just being proposed.
I think, yeah, the
Okay.
commissioner brought it up saying, hey,
All
we
right.
need to, but I think, I like the pitch clock. I like that. I
I
still
like the
don't like
designated hitter. I like
Yep.
the DH in both leagues.
the DH. I do not like to put a runner at second base in extra innings.
No,
I don't
that's
like
kind
that.
of.
And I do not like this golden at bat or whatever the heck they're going to call it.
I thought you were just giving me a golden shower.
Yeah.
But-
Wow.
That's a
I
whole
was hoping you were going to say golden ticket, Chad, but
Yeah, there's a whole other.
now we got to change our
We gotta change
settings
it.
on our.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Only if people know what that means.
Wow.
No, don't go looking it up, people. You don't want to see that. Don't be putting it up.
Boy.
Hey! I was going
What?
to tell you, we do need to talk NCAA on Monday. The football.
Yeah, we do.
Alabama got in.
Agreed.
There's a lot of angry people, man. A lot of angry people. You know who's the most angriest? The next coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Who, Dion is? Because he
Yeah.
didn't get in?
He can get in. If he beats Arizona State in the Big 12 championship, I think they get in. But I don't know.
So the teams with where is the listing at that the teams made it?
Well, that was on ESPN. I saw it earlier today, and then I saw like people are screaming about. They're screaming about it.
Yeah, I don't see that anywhere. But
Hold on. It's coming up for me right now.
it'll be interesting.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Where did it go? It was just up there. Turkeys. Watch it.
So, but this weekend's gonna. I mean, if Alabama loses this weekend, then that would knock them out totally, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Or is their season done?
I think the season is done. Where did it go?
It says here, barring an upset in Saturday's ACC championship game between Clemson and SMU, Alabama might be headed back to the college football playoff for the 9th time in 11 seasons.
Yeah. Alabama has 3 wins against top 25 teams in the playoff rankings before Tuesday's release. So they beat Georgia, they beat South Carolina, and they beat Michigan.
I'm liking Boise State at 4. Boise State's legit this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to win a national championship, but I'm liking Boise State there.
God, I had it up earlier. Now they're not showing it.
It's probably a scam.
Probably a scam. Okay, here we go. Finally found it. First round buys as of today. The Ducks, Oregon Ducks, Texas Longhorns, SMU Mustangs, and the Boise State Broncos. Here are the first round matchups. It would be Tennessee at Ohio State, Arizona at Penn State. Arizona State at Penn State, Alabama at Notre Dame, Indiana at Georgia.
I'm still thinking Ohio State's going to win it all.
I think you're right. I think the game on Saturday was one of those that you just, we got fire them. It's like your team's still going to the playoffs.
I know. How do you it'd be just like going to Kevin O'Connell, say that he's 0-8 against the Bears, but he's making the playoffs every year. If they lose to the Bears again, he should be fired. No,
if Ryan Day gets fired, I hope the Gophers call him up right away and say, "Hey, we're going to fire PJ Fleck. You're our new head coach."
Oh, you can't fire PJ.
Oh, yes, you can.
You can fire anybody.
Well, I can't fire anybody, but I would. Yeah, absolutely. Go to Michigan. I don't know. What do you think about the flag planting? That'll be our last thing. When is that going to be banned? There's going to be no flags on the field at all soon.
I think I made the statement. You made the statement. If you don't want the flag planted at half feet or 50-yard line, then beat them. I mean, Baker Mayfield did it. Terrell Owens has went and crapped all over the Star. It's part of the game. It's like not in our house. Well, you know what? You should have beat us.
You should have beat them.
You haven't beat Michigan in the last 4 games. They deserve to go plant their flag at it.
That's crazy.
50-yard line.
So let's say Ohio State goes to Michigan next year and plants the flag. They beat them. There's going to be
an all-out brawl, but
it's going to be banned. You're not going to be able to bring a flag out onto the field. Your cheerleaders aren't going to be able to have it.
What if somebody does?
Then you get suspended. They'll suspend the NC. They'll make it not fun. I think it's great. I think it's freaking you beat Ohio State in their house. Yeah. Absolutely. You go. You wave that flag all you want. I don't know if I would have ran it through the Ohio State players.
No, that was a little.
You might be taking an extra step there.
Well, then the guy that's saving the flag has no pads on, no helmet. He's just it's like these guys are all around you with their battle gear on.
Yeah.
And you're out there as a water boy saving this flag. I'm like, I'm letting that flag go.
And that poor little reporter, she got hit with some pepper spray. If I'm her, I see 90 guys that are 190 pounds and up running towards each other. I'm running the other way.
Yeah.
I weigh more than some of those guys. I'm still running the other way.
Well, what sucks if you get hit with pepper spray, now you can't see him running at you. So you're just, what do you do?
Well, get the hell out of there.
Oh, yeah,
he was interviewing that guy and he turns around and he sees what's going on. And all of a sudden she's like, just standing there. I'm like, that's when you run. Get out of there.
The other way. Yeah.
Hey, what are you fighting?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then finally, and then I'll let you go because I know you're busy. I hope nothing serious with Randy Moss. I know I kind of sent a snap at you earlier today, but hopefully he's in good health.
I missed that. What happened to Randy Moss?
His eyes are like super yellow, so it's kind of like people are thinking like a liver disease or something like that. So he came out on NFL Sunday and said, "Hey, just keep the prayers coming." He hasn't revealed what it is, but usually when you get yellow eyes, something with your liver. So he's been wearing sunglasses on stage because people are all worried about it. And so,
No, I didn't hear that. No.
Yeah. So there it is. But all right, my friend.
Okay.
You got us a going out song or not? Or what do you want?
If I were to do a going out song, Chad, I'd sing it to you, but I don't feel like singing today.
You don't feel like it. So let's go with.
Oh, sorry.
No, you got it. You go ahead and play that one. That one's better.